Hey you. Yeah. Do you know what DeepTrack 4.0 is and how it can actually help you as a content creator? In this video, we will discuss about the key features of the DeepTrack 4.0 from Insta360, which you can utilize with the help of your Flow2 Pro. So what is the DeepTrack 4.0? DeepTrack 4.0 is the next generation of the previous DeepTrack 3.0. Yeah, pretty intuitive, right? 3.0, 4.0. But 4.0, what it actually delivers is enhanced AI and machine learning based tracking algorithms, which is part of your Insta360 app. Now, that app actually pairs with your Flow2 Pro and starts providing some amazing tracking results. So, what type of tracking functionality does DeepTrack 4.0 enable? Number one, active zoom tracking. Now, active zoom tracking, as per the Insta360 team, is only available on iPhone 12 and above on the Pro models. It also includes the Pro Max models from iPhone 12 and above. It is not available as per them on the Android phones. But when I was using my Android Google Pixel 8 zoomed in and I was trying to track myself, it was still able to track me for almost all between 15 to 20 meters of distance. Although there was no dynamic zoom available, but still the DeepTrack 4.0 kept tracking me with the help of the Flow2 Pro and the images coming from my camera. But if you would like to leverage the full-fledged functionality of DeepTrack 4.0 based active zoom tracking, then you got to actually have an iOS phone. So the next functionality is multi-person tracking. It ensures that the entire group stays in frame. Ideal for vlogging or a group dance video, or in case you're trying to chase around your kids in a park. The next feature, something that I really love and use a lot, is the Pro Framing Grid. What happens in a Pro Framing Grid is you basically get these 9 squares, and then you can actually pick on which square that your face or your subject is going to be, and then the rest of it is automatically framed by the gimbal using the DeepTrack 4.0. And if you are moving, you're always in that section actually of the frame and not in any other section, because the gimbal will start moving with you and always try to keep you in that particular grid level instead of you completely going away from the grid. So your frame or your composition of frame will remain the same even when you're actually moving. Normally, when you're filming and you have a composition of your frame, you would try to keep as static as possible your camera so that your composition remains the same. Because once you're moving, and if you're not zooming in or zooming out, then your composition changes. For example, here I'm on my ZV-E10 Mark II, just few millimeters away, roughly 150, 200 millimeters away, and I'm on a 10 millimeter APS-C lens, which is equivalent to a 16 millimeter full frame. Now, if I do not move forward or backward and just change the lens by zooming in, you can see I'm completely framed in a different way, right? I'm much more closer. But, and then you have very less amount of my surrounding being visible on my left hand side, which should be a right hand side, and literally nothing available on my right hand side to be looked at. But then when I'm actually zooming away from me, now you see a bit of a background on my left hand side, the walls, and a bit of a background on my right hand side. In fact, now you can actually see my right hand. Earlier, you couldn't even see that because your frame actually changed. But when you're using the DeepTrack 4.0 from Insta360 in their app and combining it with the Pro Framing Grid, then you are actually in the same location no matter where you're actually moving in the frame. Rest of the scenario is getting continuously reframed because the gimbal keeps moving. I don't think it actually auto zooms because I've not seen it auto zooming, but it definitely moves across to, so you always are in that grid out of the 9 chosen golden ratio grids, which are actually provided as part of the Pro Framing Grid. Now, this is a sample video of the Pro Framing Grid, and see actually how the things change along with that beautiful sunset in the park. The next feature, which is part of DeepTrack 4.0, is diverse subject tracking. Basically, what it actually means is it supports trying to track multiple subjects, which could be just static objects like a bottle or a camera or a pole or something, or It could be animals like cats, dogs, and horses. Now, these are the sample videos of me walking in a farm and trying to have animals in the frame, although I'm actually walking or the animals are actually moving. The next functionality, which they say the DeepTrack 4.0 supports or actually enhances in a Flow2 Pro, is the improved slow motion support. It is basically designed to work well with high frame rate videos like a slow mo effect videos, and I guess it shoots more frames, but at the same time its movement is a bit more smooth. The tracking is a little bit more aggressive so that the smooth motion effect is not actually missing your tracking point. So that means the object on which you want to always keep it in frame is always there in frame. Now this is a sample video of actually that you're looking at. Finally, in addition to that, you also get automatic gimbal settings. Now this is something that I've actually tried, and there's a sample video of it. What is actually happening here is that the gimbal is somehow trying to automatically adjust its settings to keep stable shots when zooming in on a subject. So typically when you're zooming in using the magic wheel, using a single thumb right on the wheel, or you're trying to use both your hands and trying to do that, normally you're supposed to have a very, very shaky video. In this case, because it's trying to aggressively track the subject and keep it in frame, you almost all get an impact of the zoom being ultra smooth. Now, sometimes that is true, but sometimes that has not been true in my case. There have been videos where I'm zooming in and it is not really that smooth. And there are times when I've been zooming in, and at those times the videos have been really smooth. So it's a mixed bag, a lot of factors actually coming in. How fast you're walking, how shaky your hand is, how stable at that time you are, what is an object you're zooming in, how long you're going to zoom in, all of that. And how much zoom actually your phone can have, right? So it's a pretty subjective thing, this particular feature, to actually test and see. So out of like 5 tests I've done, 2 I have been successful enough to actually have a very smooth zoom, but 3 I've actually failed having smooth zooms completely. Having said that, DeepTrack 4.0 is a very clever way of actually getting tracking on your mobile phone with the help of Flow2 Pro and trying to track objects, whether they're stationary objects, whether they're actually animals, whether they're actually humans, multiple humans, and create some cool content when you're actually traveling out there and capturing some wonderful memories. So, if you're a solo content creator, you're someone part of the travel vlogging industry, or you're someone who tries to do food vlogging, then this is a very good sidekick for you, where all you need is basically your mobile phone, preferably an iOS, and your Flow2 Pro from Insta360, and you can start creating some amazing magical moments that you'll actually cherish in the future. Please to give a like to this video. If you love the content, a sub would be absolutely awesome. If you want me to go ahead and actually try anything else very specifically, please to put a comment below. Until the next video, take care, stay safe, happy filming.